If you're a big fan of Star Wars, you probably already know about the decline the franchise has been going through, and unfortunately, that decline is continuing. It's a shame that this is happening, that I have to sit here today and discuss another situation with Star Wars that people aren't happy about, that we're seeing an amazing franchise be ripped apart from the inside out by a company who's only worried about virtue signaling, by a company that wants everything that people love to not exist anymore, like Luke Skywalker. They wanted to erase Luke Skywalker because he's a white cis male, and it didn't help push the narrative that they wanted to push. Same goes with characters like Han Solo, but it's failed because people will always love these characters, and when it comes to new Star Wars content, we don't really see those great characters anymore. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't want stories written about them, games made about them, and instead we get characters that are literal rocks and Jedi who don't act like Jedi. And now we've got this situation happening that a lot of people aren't happy about. So Star Wars promotes new The High Republic cover featuring trans non-binary Jedi twins in support of International Transgender Day of Visibility. So in honor of the International Transgender Day of Visibility, Star Wars has revealed a new variant cover for Star Wars The High Republic #6, depicting the newly introduced trans non-binary Jedi twins Tarek and Seret. So, drawn by Marvel Comics artist Xavier Garon, the variant cover features Tarek and Seret, green-bladed lightsabers in hand, set against a purple-hued space background. In the foreground, a pair of what appears to be High Republic-era T1 shuttles can be seen while flying by. Now, the High Republic's a complete flop, in my opinion. I love Star Wars. I mean, 80% of Star Wars content I've ever consumed, in one way or another, I've liked. I've found something in it to enjoy. But this is just so damn bad. First, they chose to hire writers who've made pretty bad comments, like Christina Ariel, calling all white people racist. Then, Justina Ireland bashed white men multiple times simply for being white men. They wrote a literal rock as a character, thinking that that was a good idea. I don't know what the marketing tactic there was. The villain's name in the series literally is just Icelandic for boys, which, why didn't you come up with a random spin on the word instead of directly translating it? Plus, the villain is boys. And now we've got non-binary, transgender, twins that are supposed to be Jedi. And I think that having representation is fine, but just do it and just do it well. Don't put these characters in just to pander to specific audiences, going, look, we can make these characters too. We can do diversity and inclusion. It's not going to help sell your terrible products. All you are doing, Star Wars, Disney, Lucasfilm, is ruining your reputation. Very few people want characters whose only traits are the fact that they're non-binary and transgender. We want characters with good backgrounds who aren't literally rocks. This information is just bio information. I mean, honestly, it's not a selling point for a lot of people. We don't want to buy a book based solely on identity politics, and that's all they're pushing here. Now, I want to head over to a tweet thread made by Data Racer. Star Wars is doubling down on the woke, creating trans non-binary Jedi twins for their new comic books. And if we look at the post that they had made about this situation on their official Twitter, it says, in honor of Trans Visibility Day, we're proud to unveil an exclusive cover highlighting Tarek and Seret, trans non-binary Jedi currently featured in Marvel's The High Republic comic. We support trans lives, and we are passionate and committed to broadening our representation in a galaxy far, far away. And a lot of people are pointing out this image. This was an image in the Star Wars High Republic announcement trailer, and it's kind of this whiteboard that says all of the bullet points they want to put into Star Wars The High Republic and Star Wars in general. And here we've got authentically lived in, surprise under fiction, actual ending, feelings, relatable characters, and a big point here was diversity because it's featured on this board multiple times. And then it says Star Wars, not pro-war. I had bashed this and made fun of this because Star Wars literally has war in the name, but not pro-war. Droids, scope, mythic, space, and lightsaber battles. No single main character, and the Force, clearly a focus of Star Wars and a story based around Star Wars, is going to be the Force. But it says Star Wars wishes. High Republic. Relic hunters. I like the idea of relic hunters. I truly think that they could make more stories with relic based hunters in the galaxy, but of course they'd probably butcher it. Dinosaurs with an exclamation point. What did a 5-year-old write this? University, rival houses, chaos agents, and then again on this board, representation / diversity. So we knew with the High Republic they were going to go in a route with very diverse characters and a very diverse background, and Star Wars already has a lot of diversity to it when you look at just the species featured in Star Wars and in the world, but clearly we knew what they meant. They meant real world diversity that they could push, that they could pander to specific audiences with, that they could just try to market, hoping that people would buy their comic books and their novels. Now, I was actually sent a screenshot of this comic book cover, and I had went to their official Twitter hoping to find more information about the situation, hoping to see their official Trans Day visibility post, because I wanted to see if it was real. I actually didn't know if it was real or not, or if this was like a fan art or something, and then I found out they actually didn't post any of this on their Twitter, and there's actually a very big theory circulating around right now as to why they didn't post it on their Twitter, and that's to hopefully combat a ratio and combat people from commenting their displeasure because they only posted this Trans Day visibility post on something like Facebook, where people's names aren't masked by a username, and the rewriting Ripley crazies can get you fired from your jobs for being transphobic. So some people think that it's a tactic to scare people out of leaving an angry comment. I wouldn't put anything past Lucasfilm at this point, and it could 100% be the reason why. So I want to head down to the comments on this tweet because it's blown up quite a bit. There's a lot of people talking about the situation and a lot of people voicing their concerns for the High Republic now. So scrolling down, Data Racer actually said they posted this on Facebook, so you have to use your personal account to call them out and then get doxxed and harassed by radical activists for your bigotry. Someone had posted a meme about George Lucas saying, of course, "Good Lord, what have I done?" And it's so true. When he sold Star Wars, he thought it was going to be all good. He thought the franchise was going to be in safe hands, and I think a lot of us fans did too. We thought that the purchase by Disney was going to be good. It was going to be positive. They could throw a ton of money into the franchise, and unfortunately, we see the current state of the franchise and how it's going. It's another meme of George Lucas saying, "Come on, let's go." Scrolling down, people are saying things like this: "I'm already convinced that the High Republic is someone's terrible fanfiction version of KOTOR. Just play KOTOR and ignore this entirely. KOTOR is such an amazing game. I actually have it, a physical copy." What are those of games these days? A physical copy of it behind me. I absolutely love the game. I think that it's amazing. I also own it digitally a couple times over. As you can see, there are tons of people who are very upset by this situation, and not necessarily because they're adding in trans and non-binary characters to Star Wars, but because they're not well-written characters and the stories surrounding them aren't well-written. Someone said, "Disney Star Wars is dead. People think it still has a chance, but all that is left is to pull the plug. The representation virus within Star Wars became terminal, but most people are in denial, holding on to the last hope they have, even though its last hope was canceled." It's so true, and it's so unfortunate. A lot of us are holding on, hoping that the franchise can be revived and rejuvenated. I still have hopes that Star Wars will get better because I love the franchise so much. And it is unfortunate that Star Wars is in the place that it is. We were all looking forward to new shows, the Ahsoka show, Rangers of the High Republic, seeing The Mandalorian continue, but after they fired Gina Carano, a lot of us just lost hope in Star Wars. A lot of us aren't interested in those shows anymore, in the stories that they're supposed to be telling. I don't get it. I really don't. What's the point to say these characters are trans, non-binary, every label under the sun, when the comic literally, it sounds like, doesn't reference any of this. They had to tell us outside of the story. That is a sign of bad storytelling. A lot of people assume it's just to pander because if you've got it pointed out on social media, then clearly it's not in your book, which just shows you're trying to get people to buy that book. But it also shows, again, how terrible your writers are. This is a very unfortunate situation that they just continue to pander and try to virtue signal, and it's not working. Clearly, these books aren't selling. Just write good stories. Just stop trying to pander to specific groups of people, and we'll buy your books. We'll give you another chance. We are wanting to give Star Wars another chance, but I think that for a lot of people, Star Wars will never be what it was. They fired Gina Carano. They're writing stories like this. A lot of people have lost hope in Star Wars, but let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.